Hello, my name is Host Eric. I'm here with famous person Krat, our type E of the evening. And I have not spoken any words with him before. I just read a couple of his words in the chat here, and he's now on the microphone. Let's begin with the following questions. Which job would you prefer? Insect exterminator or guy who turns the pages for the violinist in the symphony orchestra?
I'll pick the first one.
Okay. Exterminator or post office mail deliverer person who has to work on foot?
I think I'll still pick the first one.
Okay. Exterminator or public mural painter who has been tasked with painting a mural the whole size of a side of a building, and which will be facing public scrutiny when you're done with it.
Still picking the first one.
Okay. Exterminator or electric garage door repairman?
Still taking exterminator.
Okay. Which of the following sentences do you more resonate with? Number one, I'm not fussy. Those people might get upset about stuff. I'll watch out for how they're reacting to things, but I know I'm going to be cool. Whatever. I'm not fussy. Or number two, those people can deal with their own emotions. I'm worried about how I'm feeling in here, and I'm not necessarily thrilled with shit.
Definitely the first one.
Okay. If you were going to spend an evening, you knew you were getting in a car and you were leaving for 6 full hours of amusement park time with a group that included a couple people that you know and like, but also included one of their extended family, which was all a mixture of 12 to 13-year-old girls and boys, and you didn't have to stay with them. They probably were going to separate, but it sounded like a very active and hectic evening, but potentially fun. What are your thoughts?
I like amusement parks, so I'm willing to, sustain the car ride or whatever it takes to get there if they're in the car. But at the amusement park, I'd probably separate and keep my distance because that sounds like a hassle to deal with.
Okay, so turns out all the kids get picked up early. The amusement park time is over. You've had a really good time with your couple of friends, and they're like, let's go out to the club. You want to go to the club with them?
I'm not particularly a clubbing person, so I wouldn't want to go, but if that's the only option, like I don't have a way to get back home, I'd probably go.
Let's drop you back off home, but on your way back home, say, well, hey, do you want to stop at Denny's and have a nice 3 a.m. meal? What do you say?
I'm down.
You're down?
Why not?
Well, your legs are kind of tired. You've been walking around the amusement park. Is that a concern of yours or no?
Not really. I can sustain pain in the legs for a little bit. It's easy to ignore usually.
You can live through some tired legs.
Yep.
Okay. Are you likely to forget small objects at home when you leave for work or school?
I'd say yes, but if it's a repeat occurrence, I take note of it and it doesn't happen anymore.
Are you likely to intentionally, explicitly put on a given song or movie in order to evoke a specific emotion? Or are you likely to seek the opposite, to put on a movie or a song in order to make a specific emotion go away, or some third option?
I usually put on music, not so much movies, music that's already in line with what I'm feeling. I don't put it on to change my feeling, but if I'm angry or something, which doesn't happen often, maybe put on some metal. If I'm happy, put on some happy music. It really depends on what I'm feeling before, I guess.
Would you call yourself moody?
No.
Even keel?
I'd say so. I'm pretty level-headed.
Are you slow to anger?
Yes.
When angry, do you hold grudges?
No. But I do well, in the rare cases it does happen. I do sometimes take action, but after I take action, I don't hold anything. I don't. I learn from my mistakes though. So if someone like loses my trust, then they're unlikely to regain it.
Hmm. Are you somebody who's likely to procrastinate?
Yes.
Okay. If I were to say, give me 3 different ways to talk about dogs, what would you say? What 3 different ways would you be able to come up with?
Talk about dogs.
Yeah, 3 different ways to talk about dogs.
Uh, you could talk them from like a biological standpoint, like what entails a dog. You could talk about them in terms of personal experience. Like, do you have a dog? Do you know any dogs? Are you a fan of dogs? Do you like cats over dogs? Or the third option, I suppose, would be, I don't know, like literature on dogs. Could be anything.
Interesting. Would you feel if you were tasked to give a 5-minute speech on dogs, talking about them in 3 different ways, you'd have difficulty generating that speech on the fly?
No, but I don't think it'd be enjoyable to do.
Okay.
It's a subject that I think I could talk about for 5 minutes, so I'd probably be able to do it.
I'm pretty confident in my diagnosis of this individual already, but I'd like to hear other people ask questions or make comments or whatever.
But the ENFJ question, the ENFJ person, I realised that we were directing them towards what we might have expected. Maybe if you've got any other questions, asking things that you really don't think he would be, but it might you might discover something else.
Right, so you're saying don't make the same mistake again, host Eric? That's good advice. Okay. If you were at work and you were given a choice by a boss, and he said, look, you have 2 choices. You can either know generally what I want to accomplish, but have no instructions about how to do it, and it's not something you've done before. Or you can have very specific instructions about what to do, but no instructions about what you're trying to accomplish. Which of those 2 do you choose?
But first, I think an understanding leads to much better results than just telling someone what to do. I like being able to know what I'm doing, rather than just doing something for the sake of doing it, or because I'm told.
Are you familiar with the troll question?
No?
Okay, let me ask it then.
Okay.
I'll try to be quick here. You're the mayor of a village. It's the Middle Ages. Your village is split in 2 by a river. On one half of the village is all the farms and the farmers and all the food. On the other half of the village is the merchants. And your population is split in 2, but the food's all on one side of the river. It's wintertime. Snow's on the ground. You can't grow any more crops. You have enough food stored for winter when all of a sudden a big storm happens and it washes the bridge out. This causes a troll to come live in your river. This troll now begins taking a food tax. Every time you boat across some food across the river, the troll will take 10% of any food you have on you. Whether it's 1 piece of bread, it'll take 10%. If it's a dead cow on your shoulder, it'll take 10%. Regardless of whatever food you have in the boat, he will take 10% of it. Now, the problem is you have enough food for winter, but if you pay the troll tax of 10%, you won't have enough food for winter. You're the mayor. What are you going to do?
Okay. Can I try to capture the troll?
Sure.
I capture the troll.
Well, how are you going to do that? You just walk right up to him and hug him, or what?
Well, let's get some food. Let's make a trap. Let's lure him in.
Okay, what kind of trap? The troll is in there, and he's not completely inattentive. He's looking out at the city over there. He's watching you over there on the side of the river, looking at him.
All right. I make a bait. I get a ship that's got food that I'm transporting across, but next to it, I also have ships or boats or whatever with some kind of contraption to trap. I don't know how big a troll is. Maybe it's like
He's
a net.
12 feet tall.
All right, let's get a really strong net. And
All right,
trap
so
it like
you don't currently have a net big enough or strong enough to capture this troll. Do you want to get the people in the town, do you want to get the net makers to make you a net? It's going to take maybe, they say, a couple of days, even if they work really hard on it, really fast.
How does a troll take my food? Is he just like climb onto the ship and swipe it?
He's got a special magic power that allows him to run up really, really fast, so fast that he gets your food and is gone before you even realize he was there. You see this sort of green flash, but he only has that ability when he's collecting his tax.
Do we have any past experience dealing with trolls?
No, this is your first troll.
Do we know anything about trolls?
Well, you know that he's 12 feet tall. You know that he's got very thick skin. That he's got little jabby, pokey things coming out of it. So he's got kind of like a natural armor on him. He's got big fists that are even outsized for his 12-foot tall body. And he's got a big club. It's a big metal, wooden club with some metal spikes coming out of it. And he's generally quiet most of the time. He'll sometimes say, "Hey, how's it going?" to you when you walk to people when they walk past the side of the river. But he's in the middle of the river, and it's a wide river, so he can't really be heard that well unless he bellows.
Okay. Well, I don't like this troll. I poisoned the food.
Okay, so you take a shipload of food across with poison in it, and he takes his 10%, and then nothing happens. You wait and wait, nothing happens.
Is transport across the river the only way to get food supplies across?
Well, you can't get it across the bridge anymore because you don't have a bridge, but you currently are taking it across in boats. You can try alternate suggestions. I mean, you can try things.
Alright, I take a boat to the middle, and I try just straight up talking to it.
Hey, how's it going, Mayor? Me, the troll. What's going on?
Going alright, hey.
Why are you eating you didn't bring any food for me. You got no food on you. What's up with that?
I'm here to talk to you. I'm
you're
talking
here to
about
talk.
food.
Okay, let's talk.
Talk to you. Listen up. Why are you taking our food, buddy?
Well, because, you see, I'm your city's troll, and as the troll, I must claim a 10% troll tax.
Why?
Well, because as your troll, it's my duty to provide you troll services while retaining a certain percentage of your total income for my to fund it. It doesn't. The troll services don't come for free.
All right. What services do you offer?
Well, I keep away the dragons, the ogres. I keep away large catfish. I don't know if you're aware of this, but just village downriver there, they lost 40 people last year to large catfish. They jumped up out of the water, they swallowed them whole, and just swam away. Well, I keep those away. In fact, that's what I eat. I eat those large catfish.
Why do you eat our supplies?
Oh, I don't eat your food that you send across. I take 10% of it as a tax, which I then ship downriver to the troll exchange, which is like a stock market kind of a thing for trolls. And later at the end of the year, I'll go collect my earnings in troll money.
Okay. I don't think your services are worth 10% of our goods.
Well, fortunately, you're not the one who decides that.
All right. Well, okay. Sidestep from this conversation. I brought armed people with me. We try to kill them.
Oh, you're going to kill him. All right, so how do you want... He sees you gathering up on the side of the banks. There's some men and stuff. He's like, hey now. What do you guys think you're going to do? Attack me from boats? You're crazy. I'll kill you all. I'll smash your boats. I'll smash all your boats. I'll smash all your heads. You got no chance here, guys. Stay away. Now, your troops are starting to get a little grumbly. They're like, I don't want to charge this guy. I mean, he's right. What are we going to do? Sail at him with lances or what?
Alright, you said he only has these speed capabilities outside the water, yeah?
He only has speed capabilities when it comes to collecting the tax.
Okay. Are we at the point where we have gunpowder or some form of explosive?
There's no gunpowder.
Damn it. Okay.
But you do have fire.
Wow. Okay. Is it scared of fire?
Well, I don't know. It's in the middle of a river. There's not any fire nearby it.
Alright, let's test it out. Next time we take a shipment across, let's get a bonfire or some sort of fire going.
Okay.
Maybe surround the goods.
Okay, so you get in the middle of the river and your boat burns down and you're are
No,
flailing
no.
around saying, "Help, help!" And the troll grabs you and puts you off to the shore. There you go, guys. Sorry, you were almost about to drown. See all the services I provide? You burned down your own boat and I gotta save you guys.
I feel like this is rigged because you wouldn't set up a fire in such a sense that it would burn down your boat.
Hey, it got out of hand. You weren't on the boat yourself. You delegated the task and your underlings were sloppy.
Hmm. Alright. So we've got a troll. He doesn't seem intent on harming us, yet he's still taking 10% of our goods.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
why are merchants on one side of the river?
Well, because that's just how your city grew up. It was like there was some. It was originally a farming community, but when it got big enough to have a center of government, they put that on the other side of the river, and then all the merchant stuff grew up around there. And it's not good for farming over there because it's got a rocky, high to the surface bedrock level, so you can't really dig.
Okay.
So far you've spent a week so far. By the way, you spent a week with just exploring these various options, and you've already cost your whole community probably one starvation death with all of your delays. The people are getting restless. We've got to do something, Mayor, for God's sake.
Alright, I get all my homies and the people capable, and we're gonna hunt the troll in the water. Let's go.
Okay, so you got this flotilla of boats coming down the river. Everybody's got lances and flaming
No.
torches.
You can't fight it above. Actually, maybe you can. It's not gonna come to us. You gotta go in the water, yeah?
Well, I mean, yeah, you gotta start above it in boats and float down to it, or try to attack it from the shore or something. I don't know.
How big is the river?
It's too wide for you to have any kind of long pole stab at him. You'd have to shoot arrows or something. It doesn't look like he's going to be very susceptible to arrows though, because he's got super thick skin. He's got super thick, pointy skin.
Hmm. And the poison didn't work before, yeah?
Well, he doesn't eat your food.
Oh,
He doesn't
this is
eat
true.
that food. He eats the catfish from the river. He says. He just does that to collect the money at the end of the season.
Okay. Let's try to poison the food the catfish eats. What is a catfish? Catfish is a bottom feeder, yeah?
But you're gonna poison the bottom of the river?
I don't know. Let's drop some corpses down there that have poison in them. And when the catfish eat them, presumably the larger ones get more because they're large, and they probably have some evolutionary advantage over the other ones. It's gonna
Okay,
be
so
poison-
like 2 days after you do this plan, I don't know where you get the corpses from, but I guess you dig them up or something. Somebody
Got some
somebody tripped over something in the middle of the city and died. They fell on a pitchfork and impaled them right through the heart. It was tragic. So you poison that body. They're a very tea family. They don't really care about the last rites and stuff. Plus, they got like 30 children. There's just one of them, so they're just like, fuck it. Yeah, this is a good use for your body. So anyway, they're down with it. You put the poison in the body. A couple days later, the troll is really sick. And he's like, oh, you gotta help me. Help me. I feel like I'm gonna die. What do you do?
Where's the troll? How is he talking to us?
He's crawled a little closer to the side of the river now. He's closer to the side and he's bellowing, oh, I think I ate something bad. I feel really sick. You've got to help me. What do you do?
We can hear him, and he's close. How deep is this river? You said he's 12 feet tall, yeah?
Right. Well, he has amazing water polo capabilities. So even at his deepest point, he always is water polo kicking, which means his torso stays the same level above the water until he gets to the shallow part, in which place he could stand up. But right now he's pretty close to you. He's getting closer, and he's moaning and groaning. Now he's got his feet on the ground. He's sort of stumbling towards you guys. Help me! I think I'm dying. I need some help. What do you do?
I have my best archery people. Archers? Yeah, best archers. Take shots at the face.
Oh, you poke him in both eyes. Now he's blind and he's writhing on the ground in pain, screaming in agony. What do you do?
Is he bleeding out?
Well, you don't know if he's going to die or not, but he's making a lot of ruckus. Do you put him out of his misery or not?
If I could do so safely, yeah.
All right.
I mean, the whole point was to kill him.
Yeah, you got a dead troll now. You've killed the troll. I hope you're proud of yourself. That troll had feelings too. They have lives too, okay? Trolls have lives too.
Pull the feed. He's a troll. Maybe it's a lying troll. I don't know much about trolls.
He's a fucking government parasite, but he is. Anyway, let's not get political here, Eric. So the point is, I'm quite confident. Now, Ken, are you going to caution me in my rush to judgment again, or are you confident at this point too?
That was Barry, I think, that was cautioning you.
Oh, Barry, were you cautioning me?
Oh, okay.
I
was, yeah.
Are you confident now too?
Yes. I am.
All right, let's all say it together. 1, 2, 3.
No.
INTP. Everybody disagree with me?
I was going to say IS.
Everyone left you to hang. I'm kind of a one-trick pony. I kind of think everyone's an INFJ until I know they're not.
Okay, so what are you then, Krat?
I do tag myself as INTP, so
Yeah.
I guess this is reaffirming.
Yeah, you're definitely an INTP as far as I'm concerned, because, like, the way that you, that I'm going to ask that question more often, that dog question. Can you give me 3 different ways to talk about dogs? You understood the question properly, and you answered it properly, which is, I think, something only ENTPs and INTPs do, really. Because maybe INFJs, if they're practiced, maybe a couple other types, but usually they're going to interpret the question differently than that. They're not going to interpret to mean what it means, which is 3 different ways to talk about. Not like, well, I could talk about, you know, sizes of dogs, shapes of dogs, and you know, different breeds of dogs. That would be sort of 3 different ways. You know what I'm saying? Who's
that
over
dog
to?
question
Oh,
had-
Barry, you talking about your guessing types? Is that your scoring on guessing types?
Yeah. He reminds me of someone who I think of as a certain ISTP. I wanted you to prompt him because he was talking about a lot of warfare strategies. I wanted you to ask him about how he would actually operate a piece of machinery, or if he thinks he would be good at it, or if he thinks if you were to have a fight with the monster or something like that. But it's pretty irrelevant now, anyway.
Well, the thing about ISTP, they have any in the 7th slot, and I think they would have a lot more trouble with that dog question. I mean,
What about the SE though? Like his answers were, like he made a few very generalizations, and then he also, I think he mentioned its structure and things like that, which would be SE, almost like SE possibilities kind of thing. But I don't know. I'm not as experienced at this as you are.
The thing is, I think that his answer. See, because like he said, well, and the third one could be. I don't remember what he said the third one was. I think it was like, literature about dogs or something, or it could be anything. And I could just feel the fact that he sort of spread it out in his head. Well, it could be like the way dogs impact medical procedures, could be change over time, could be blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. He started thinking of all the different categories of ways in which you could parse out a topic. That quality, to me, screams NTP more than any other. No, Lacey, you don't need more combing. You're always tricking me. This dog is always tricking me. She climbs up on me, and I find myself combing her before I know what I'm doing. She takes advantage of my 8th slot SE. Okay, any other thoughts on Krat and the typing thereof? Thank you for watching Talking with Famous People.